Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel, or hey if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It is time to choose our September TBR, and for today's video I'm going to be switching it up a little bit from the TBR jar, which I know and love, and we're going to be choosing our TBR with some TBR cards. I am so excited to use these. I have never used TBR cards before. I've definitely seen a lot of people use them in videos that I've watched, and it just looks like such a fun way to choose a TBR. So we're going to be choosing 6 cards. I actually got kindly sent these by Once Upon Your Shelf, which is a shop on Etsy, and I do have a 10% off code if you would like to purchase a stack of cards for yourself. It is Lily Grace 10, but I'll pop it on the screen. And yeah, this is my first time using these cards. I'm excited because it just seems like such a fun way to choose your TBR. This is what the cards look like. We've got, I think, 59, and we're just gonna get a prompt and it's gonna tell us what book. There's actually so many cards here, so this is very exciting. Okay, I'll pick like a few random ones just to show you. There is like, pick a book about forbidden love. What's this one? Pick a book by an author you have never read. Pick a book that is a retelling of a fairy tale or ancient myth. Pick a book with dragons or magical creatures. So we're going to choose 6 prompts today. I so far have been doing very well with reading my August TBR. I'm feeling good about that. Let me know what is on your September TBR. I know that this is quite early, so maybe you've not chosen your September TBR yet, but if you have, or if you have some books on your mind that you think you're going to read for September, let me know. I think that in September I really want to read some autumny books. You know, we're getting into spooky season, into cozy season. I want to read some fantasy, some thrillers, maybe some horror, or just some books that really scream autumn time. So without further ado, let's pick out our September TBR. Okay, I'm gonna try like shuffle them a little bit. I'm literally so bad at shuffling cards, as you can see. So I think what I'm gonna do is just like spread them out like this and then just pick one at random. Okay, so the first card, the first prompt today is, I'll let you guys see first. Pick a book where the characters have magical powers. Interesting. So I've picked out 3 options for this prompt. We have either Heavenly Bodies by Imani Eriu. This one is like a celestial type fantasy. It's got romance in it. I think it's very much like the same or similar vibes to Zodiac Academy, which I've not read, but I know is also quite celestial, and I feel like that could be interesting. I'm assuming the characters have powers, I would think. So we've got that one. Or we could do The Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole, which I really need to get to. I got this series so long ago now. Not that long ago. I got it in March, but I've got the whole series and I've still not picked it up yet. Everyone seems to rave about this series. It's definitely giving me like an autumn vibe. It's giving me like dark vibes. I'm assuming they have magical powers. I think they will have magical powers. So this is definitely high up as a contender because it's just giving me such like a spooky season vibe. I don't know what it is, maybe it's just the cover. And the final option is 11/22/63 by Stephen King, which I purchased very recently. And I think the main guy's magical power is time travel. I think I'm gonna go for The Book of Azrael right now because this one has been popping up as an option for many TBRs at this point, and you're probably sick of me not choosing it. This is so exciting. We need to pick our second card. Okay, maybe I'll do one from the front. You guys can see first. Pick a book with found family. Ooh, I feel like this is quite a hard prompt because I don't know if these books will have found family. Let me go pick out some options. This one was definitely a more difficult prompt to pull books for because I don't know without reading them if they will have found family, you know? So I've gone for An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir because this one is a fantasy book, and I feel like usually in fantasy books we sort of have like people banding together and they didn't know each other before, but because of their mission they sort of become found family. I could be so wrong, there might not be any found family in this, but I'm just gonna hope and pray that this does. I don't know, let me know in the comments. The other option is The Storm Sister by Lucinda Riley, purely for the fact that this is like a series that follows lots of sisters who basically, there was this guy and he went and adopted like 7 girls from different locations, different backgrounds, and he brings them all back to his big mansion and raises them. So I feel like that's found family. I do really want to continue this series because it's such a heartwarming one and every book is very different. It is quite thick though. I don't know, but I do want to get to it, so I think I'm going to go for this one. We're going to read The Storm Sister by Lucinda Riley. Time to pick our third prompt. Let's go for one from the back. Let's go for the bottom card. Okay. Pick a book that everyone is talking about. I love that prompt. Now, the 2 options I've pulled for this prompt are very, very different. And I feel like it genuinely just depends what side of BookTube and BookTok you are on, depending on if you've heard of either one of these books. So, we have Nocticadia by Kerry Lake. This one, I feel like everyone has seen it, heard of it, has read it, knows about it. It is definitely a popular dark academia gothic-y fantasy at the moment. I did actually choose this as one of my book club picks and didn't get time to read it. Sorry, but I do want to get to it very soon because I didn't read it then. So this would be a good option to choose, and it's definitely given me perfect reading vibes for the greyer, drizzlier months. So this could be fun. I think it's like set in some kind of university and they're working together to figure out what's going on. I don't really know much else. The other book is very, very, very different to that. It is Slow Days, Fast Company by Eve Babbitt. A lot of the accounts that I've been following on TikTok, on BookTok, have been recommending this book and saying that it's a really, really, really good book and that it's a great read. And I personally love like this time period of the 60s and 70s. So this would be very much a fun read for me, and it's nice and short amongst the bigger books. I feel like I've seen a lot of accounts recently recommend this. So I think I'm going to go for this one purely for the fact that we've already got Book of Azrael on the TBR and I don't really want 2 big fantasies. This would be a nice palette cleanser, but not palette cleanser because I'm still going to enjoy this. I don't want to like... It's still going to be good is all I mean. Yeah, so we're going to go for Slow Days, Fast Company by Eve Babbitt. The 4th prompt, let's choose. I feel like I'm just not good at doing this whole like spread situation. We've got pick a book with a slow burn romance. Ooh, that's my favourite type of romance. So let me go look on my TBR and see if I have any. As I was looking on my TBR, I actually realised I have like barely any romance on the TBR at the moment. Specifically like contemporary romance. I have like 2 contemporary romances. What is going on that is unlike me? I've got 3 options. I thought Nocticadia could be an option again because this is a slow burn. I've heard people say it's like one of the most slowest burns ever, so that's definitely an option. And for the other 2, I don't really know if they are slow burn or if I'm just reaching. I don't know. We've got This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan, which is the 2nd book in the... what is this series called? I think it's called the Skyland series. So we could do this one because the blurb kind of hints that it is a bit of a slow burn. And she's like just rediscovering herself, and then a man enters the scene, and like, can she trust him? I feel like that is giving slow burn, so we could go for this one. Or I also have Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, which I believe these people communicate through letters during a war, and these letters are like magically sent. So I feel like that could be slow burn because they're literally only speaking through letters. So surely that is a slow burn. I think I'm going to go for this one. Then I am continuing a series and actually finishing a series. Obviously there's one more out, but I only own the first 2, so it would feel good to have read the first 2 in a series because the first one was on my August TBR. So we're going to go for This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan, which has the most gorgeous cover. I'm obsessed with the colour scheme, the pink and the orange. So stunning. We have 2 more prompts left to choose, so 2 jumped out then. We've got pick a book with a major plot twist. I don't know, because I wouldn't know if the plot twist happens. I'm just going to kind of look at my TBR and think what I think would have a big plot twist. Do I do 11/22/63? Do I think this will have a plot twist? I don't know. Do I just really want to read it? Yes. So am I just like reaching for any excuse to put this on my TBR? Potentially, but I feel like surely in a book this thick there's going to be some kind of plot twist at some point. So this is going to be the 5th book. And for the final... Well, for the final prompt, let's try that again. As we can see, I am no professional with cards. Okay, let's go. We've got pick a book with autumnal cozy vibes. That is literally the most perfect prompt for September and for this TBR. I can't believe I've just pulled that card. Wow. I am obsessed with that. I hate to say it, but I think I'm going to have to do some kind of like book haul soon because my TBR is lacking in the autumnal cozy vibes department, and that is just not going to do for my mental TBR. You know, I've got big ideas and not the resources. However, I have picked out 4 books that give me a personal cozy vibe. So we've got The Anthropocene Reviewed by John Green. This is a non-fiction book, I think, and it's a collection of essays about life and the world, and something about this season and September just gives me such like a, this time of year just gives me like a thoughtful vibe, like Thought's Daughter vibes. I don't know, it just, yeah. I feel like this is gonna really be thought-provoking and make you really deep life and deep the world, and I'm kind of in the mood for that. I feel like that just gives me, I don't know, it just gives me this time of year vibes. We have Madonna in a Fur Coat by September Ali. This one is a modern classic about a guy who kind of gets like obsessed with a woman in the 1920s in Berlin, and he just absolutely loves her. He's yearning for her. Something about yearning gives me like autumn vibes. I don't know. It's just giving me an autumn vibe. I don't know. We've also got Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross again. I think that this one, with it being like set in the... When is it set? I think it's set in... It's definitely not set in recent times. But the fact that they're writing letters on typewriters and sending them off to each other magically, it's just giving me like an autumn cozy vibe. And finally we have Blue Sisters by Coco Malors. This one is a literary fiction book. I don't know why, literary fiction just really gives me like the September, October, November vibe. Anyone else? So out of these 4, I think I'm gonna go for... I don't know, it's between these 2, I think. What should we go for? I think maybe Madonna in a Fur Coat, because it's like a thin, it's like not too thick. I feel like this would be easy to get through as I am going back to uni in September, so I am kind of needing some like thinner books that are easier to read amongst life getting busy. So we're gonna go for this one. I can't believe I just said I want some easier, thinner books because life will be getting busy, and then I pull out this TBR. We have some absolute chunky books on here, but let's run through it. We've got The Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole, The Storm Sister by Lucinda Riley, Slow Days, Fast Company by Eve Babbitt. I think I'm the most excited for this book. This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan, 11/22/63 by Stephen King, and finally Madonna in a Fur Coat by September Ali. And that is the September TBR. Let me know if you've read any of these books, or if any of these books happen to be on your TBR as well. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope to see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Bye guys.